Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Madeline, and in today's video, we're going to be doing a workout focused on strengthening for older adults that functional strength and ability to continue to do the things in their day-to-day life without any problems or pain. Cardio and endurance training is great. Those walks around the block, riding on the stationary bike, riding the bike around the neighborhood, they're all good things for keeping up your cardiovascular health and endurance. But that does not replace strength training and resistance training. One thing as you get older is that you should prioritize strength training over that cardiovascular exercise. In this video, we're going to be doing a follow along workout, and I'm just going to be doing them one time. So follow right along, pause if you need a little bit longer rest time, but I'll be showing the upcoming exercise during the rest time so you have time to get ready and prepare for that next work time. For this workout, you're going to need a chair or a bench or a couch, something that you can sit back on and stand up on. Then we're going to be using some dumbbells if you have them, a couple different strengths if you have those available to you. We're going to be using a circular TheraBand, a longer TheraBand, and a step stool. If you don't have a step stool available to you, you can just use your stairs, the bottom step of your stairs, and that will work just fine. If you're new here, please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell. All right guys, let's get into the workout. Finding a stable surface here. Feet spread about hips to shoulder distance apart, and we're just tapping back to that stable surface, using something next to you if you need to pull up for assistance, and leaning forward, nose over toes, and trying to use that weight shift rather than using the momentum. Now, similar to our first exercise, but we're going to stagger that left foot back, making the left leg do most of the work. It's kind of like a modified single leg squat, making sure that we don't have a side that's weaker than the other. Same weight shifting here, nose over toes, and then pressing up through those feet. Now the other side, that right foot back, shifting your weight forward, driving up through that right leg, and making sure you come all the way up tall. Straightening those knees out, straightening your chest up fully. Next one, getting your hands on a stable surface, a counter, a banister, the back of a chair, and we're going to be doing 5 kicks in each direction before switching sides. Doing some hip abduction here. This muscle is very good for supporting the rest of the leg and helping with stability. Easier variation here without a band, or if you don't have a band. Next exercise, hip flexion, making sure that you stay nice and upright, you're not leaning back. 5 reps and then switching sides, just like the other direction we just did. Using that stable surface maybe on the side so you don't kick your counter or whatever it is you're using. And easier variation, again, no band. Last of the hip exercises, kicking backwards into extension. 5 reps on each side before switching. And on this one you can lean forward a little bit. Make sure you're extending from your hip joint and you're not bending your knee at all. And the easier variation, of course, without a band. Now for a weighted step up, lots of ways to change this or modify this exercise, alternating which foot steps up each time, grabbing some weights that are good for you. If you don't feel confident using a weight, you can hold a weight in one side and have your other hand reached out to a stable surface and then switch your side and your hand, or you can simply do it without a weight. the lateral step up, stepping up just to the right side, having those weights in hand if you feel comfortable with that, and going back and forth, shifting your weight onto that up leg, nice and controlled on the way down. And the easier variation, no weight, hands out extended to that stable surface, and you can use a step of any height. Off to the other side, stepping up, whether you're using your bottom stair or a step stool. Maybe you have kind of a wider step. All those work well. Now for a little bit of a balance and dynamic exercise. You're pressing one arm up, then the other, lifting your leg up high, and then the other. Trying to stay nice and stable here, using the weights or not if you feel comfortable with that. An easier variation would be not using the weights and standing next to a stable surface. Now a bent over row, kneeling on maybe a soft surface, making sure that your torso is parallel to the ground. Your chest is kind of peeling up, your gaze is up, and we're pinching that shoulder blade back down and in like you're starting a lawnmower, working all those postural muscles on the back side of our body. Now grabbing your long band, you can do this standing or sitting, but we're pulling those arms open and squeezing our shoulder blades together, keeping the shoulders down away from the ears and letting those muscles between the shoulder blades do all of the work. Now making our way to one of the exercises that is really going to help with getting off the floor and building up that strength. So starting from a half kneeling position, you can push into a stable surface off to your other side. Your leg that's up, you can use your hand against that leg, pushing through that front leg nice and strong. Easier variation would be without the step up. Again, hand over to that stable surface. Next exercise, making sure your pelvis is kind of rolled under so you can keep your core engaged. You want to avoid there being a dip or a sway in your low back during this exercise. And we're just reaching out opposite arm and leg, and notice that leg is not lifting fully up, your toe is staying down, and that's to ensure that your core stays engaged and you stay nice and safe in this exercise. Next exercise, all the way down onto your stomachs. We're doing a swimmer, lifting that opposite arm and leg up. You can rest your head on a rolled pillowcase or rolled towel, or you can simply hold that head up and work those deep neck extensor muscles.
Do you want to dance?
Last exercise, we're pushing back into a tabletop position from a forward down position. An easier variation would be lowering yourself down as I just showed, coming down onto the elbows. If you're able to push forward and then lower down like I'm showing now, that will be the full version of this exercise. Core nice and tight, pushing back strong.
Do you want to dance?
So now you're here again, knocking at my door. A little too late for, I'm sorry for. The lights went out 'cause you kept cutting the cord.
Alright guys, that's the end of the workout. Thanks for joining me. If you just finished it, you know this was not an easy workout. Strengthening even for older adults should not be easy. If it's not hard for you, then that means you're not getting stronger as a result. So I hope I gave you some wiggle room as far as the intensity of the exercises. There's always a way to make it a little bit easier if it's too difficult. There's always a way to make it harder if it's a little bit too easy. If you have any questions about difficulty or making things easier, making things harder, please leave all those questions down in the comment section. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.
The future is now.